This is the Band of Holes, a series of approximately 6,000 holes laid out in rows stretching for a mile up the side of Mount Cerpe in Peru. And it is the main reason for my recent journey to the country. The site has remained a mystery as to its purpose for the last almost 100 years, with various theories having been explored during that time. But I am here documenting, filming, and researching an alternate theory of my own, that the Band of Holes is an agricultural site utilizing techniques that we can even find modern-day examples of, specifically in the Canary Islands vineyards. A journey I plan to make in the coming weeks to compare the two locations, provide further evidence towards my theory, and possibly unravel the enigmatic mystery of the Band of Holes. So we are right here at the start of all the holes. Now there's thousands of them and they go on for miles. This whole area is pretty hilly. We are in a type of a valley here with a river running through it. It's very interesting because I'm just walking up the hill, so I haven't even gotten up here to the point where I'm going to be able to get a really good view of just how extensive this entire area is. The ground is extremely rocky, and for as far as you can see, in all the directions, the ground is just made up of this broken rocks. All the holes are filled with. Perhaps, if we're working off this theory of mine I'm kind of developing, if it was used for agriculture, clearly you have farmland out here in use. That perhaps that this was used for some other kind of crop. Now, obviously the way to figure that out would be to test the soil. So this hole here is actually one of the better ones that we've seen so far. It looks like it's still in what would have been its original shape and structure. So you've got rocks lining all along this wall, kind of filters down into this cone shape, upside down cone shape. If this was used for agriculture, it would have collected water down into the base here, and if you had a plant in here, you would have a root system and different stuff. This would have been perfect for that. It also would have protected it from high winds. So, to address one of the ideas and theories about this area that's kind of persisted over the years of being graves, first of all, these holes aren't they're not big enough for people. I mean, you have to curl them up. Even if they were much smaller than I am, around 5 feet, these holes still don't seem like they'd be big enough. There'd be no personalization to any of the spots. You have to imagine that on top of the highest points here, the ridges, where all the holes are, down here in the valley, you've got to have runoff at certain times of the year, and then run off the tops of the ridge. I don't know. The grave theory just never really kind of made sense. With over 5,000 to 6,000 holes spreading across an area of something, if I remember correctly, 6 miles, 5 to 6 miles. Now we are getting into an area where the holes are becoming much more defined as opposed to the area where we started, which I would imagine over the years has had the most amount of erosion, being at the lower levels. You can see how these holes are way more defined here than the area that we just went over. So let's provide a little history and explain my theory in more detail. The Band of Holes was brought to modern attention in 1933 by aviator Robert Shippee, who published an aerial photograph in National Geographic. From there, many archaeologists and researchers have explored and provided their takes over the years to try and explain just what these holes' true purpose was, leading to many theories such as graves, tribute holes, and even defensive positions. The proposed dating of the site is between 1438 and 1533. If you research the site, even today, there is relatively little solid information available. I am hoping to change that by bringing the site even further into the public eye by pursuing my agricultural theory, of which we have many comparable examples of in modern use around the world.
And you got holes down here that you can see from a little bit better up here. And we're going to see mountains. But here's a structure that we can see. I'm not sure if we're going to find it. It's right here, right by the road. And I think we're going to maybe see some more over here. I'm guessing this is ancient.
Oh, so these are the holes. These little...
Yeah, these little ones are the holes.
Wow, look at the amount of bones. So you can see how these holes run all up and down, and as we've just started, we're coming around these more defined, larger pits. This one is full of bones, and I don't know, that's pretty interesting. You see a skull?
Y'all,
That's a freaking skull.
That's a human skull.
So that right there looks like a human skull. It's hard to say without getting down there and checking it out more.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely the 3 suture parts. Yeah.
This looks like some right here too. Unsettling.
It is.
Unsettling.
Will, did you find anything in that one?
Yeah, there's more bones.
Okay, so I am all over the band of holes now. This is really awesome. It has been awesome. Got a lot of good drone footage. Just goes all the way up into the mountains. We've got a lot of weird stuff going on, like somebody set a fire down here by our car while we were away. We could see it off in the distance, and we had the drones up, so we were able to fly over there, and we couldn't tell what that was all about. And then, of course, we've got the skulls and bones and stuff in that one spot. But that's anything that we found like that was in these bigger holes right at the very end up here, and doesn't seem to be the case for the other ones. They are not the same type of holes. It looks like those holes, there's 2 holes at the start of everything where we were, and it looks like those 2 holes are different shapes, different size, different structure. And as you get up more into the mountains, which you can see on the drone, the holes are in better shape. And they look exactly like the stuff that I've referenced over in the Canary Islands with the way that they build the holes out to block the wind and stuff like that. This is just a really cool site, but you are out here in the absolute kind of, I wouldn't say the middle of nowhere, because there's towns and stuff around here, but you do have to drive off road for quite a bit. And the hiking is a bit, as you can tell, a little intense. But all these holes seem to be pretty uniform in their shape and size. They all seem to have, at one time, they would have been lined instead of collapsed in like this. Like I said, you get better examples of that as you go further up, of how the holes would have looked. And can absolutely see these having been used for agriculture. However, I'll have to look into that a little bit more, explore the Canary Islands and some other examples in the world that I've kind of figured out as I've started this whole process of the agricultural techniques used for areas like this, and for this type of growing potentially. So anyways, really cool site.
It's been very interesting to explore. Ran out my batteries on the drone, so that was fun. And being able to come out here was really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed walking around the site with me.
I have documented the Band of Holes site in Peru and will be leaving or already gone by the time of release of this video. And we'll be working hard to provide the follow-up video soon and sharing all the information I can with you so you as the viewer can come to your own conclusions and even share your own insights, which I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching my adventure, and I would love to hear your thoughts on my theory of agricultural use to explain the Band of Holes site in Peru. Let me know in the comments. Keep an eye out for the upcoming full comparison video dropping soon, and make sure to follow me on socials where I drop daily content while traveling. If you've ever thought about getting out to some of these incredible ancient sites you've seen me visiting all over the world, well, you're in luck. I just kicked off my first group tour, and I would absolutely love for you to join me as we set out to explore some of the most impressive megaliths Peru has to offer this October 2024. Jump on it now to take advantage of early bird pricing by hitting the link in the description where you can check out the amazing itinerary we have planned. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. Stay safe. Have a great week.